My name is Paul Cook from Planet, and I welcome you to Event Camp Middle East 2014, Day 2. Day 1, that was yesterday. That was the 24th of March. Today is the 25th of March, and here we are with another set of speakers all raring to go to share their latest thinking about what could be different in the events industry. They're going to share some expertise, have some different ways of looking at the industry for the benefit of everybody. And that's really what an event camp is all about. The event camp is a volunteer-led. Is it a volunteer-led body? No, actually, event camps are put on by volunteers that want to try something new for the events industry as a whole. So they get together, and in this particular edition of Event Camp Middle East 2014, we have a skeleton crew. There's myself as your host for the rest of today. I did a bit of hosting yesterday as well, hosting for the live audience here and the live audience online as well, delegates rather, not audience, because we want you to participate. I have Martin Shefwoodley from Be There Global, and basically he is doing all the web streaming, making sure that all of the content goes outside of the room. And he's sitting next to Anton from Newman and Muller, and they've been providing the audio-visual for us all yesterday and again all today. And without them, we wouldn't be able to make this event camp work. And behind the scenes, we have Josh Dry and Mary Claire Andrews, who are basically, they've been doing a lot of promotion behind the scenes, and also they've created an event app specifically for event camp. So this is where you can go and find all the latest information on the speakers. You can find out their bios, you can score them, you can message them, you can do all of that. And basically you've got everything about Event Camp Middle East 2014 in one spot. The furniture around me has been provided by Catertainment, and they've provided all of these beanbags, these lanterns, and some other items that give us a real camp in the middle of the desert feel. Because this Middle Eastern edition is coming to you live from GIBTM, which is one of the Reed travel exhibition shows. And this is our second time of being here. So it's the 8th year that Reed have been here with GIBTM, but it's our second year. They asked us to come back after 2013, and that was just fabulous. So we've been invited back a second time and delighted to be here. They provided the space, and their team have been brilliant in terms of marketing and helping make this a success. So a big shout out to them, to Abby Cannons, to Susanna Lee, and to all of the other people behind the working of this. And so yeah, yesterday, a little bit about yesterday, we had Josh Dry. He was speaking to us about event apps in the morning. He started off, he was over in New Zealand. Then we switched to Shauna McKinley, who was over in Vancouver, Canada, and she was talking about sustainability and hybrid event intersections. Where do those two meet? From there, we went from Canada to London, and we had a Training Your Virtual Speaker with Alan Stevens, and we did a question and answer session, so I interviewed him on screen, and we had a lot of fun there. Bearing in mind that he couldn't see us, that was a really interesting part of yesterday. Then we moved from Alan and we went across to Mike Clanton, who was talking about connectivity. So if you don't have the connectivity right in your venue, in your space, are the delegates going to be able to load up their appliances in the right way? Are they going to get connected? Are they going to be upset if they cannot get that connection? So those were some of the people that we had on. And then we finally finished with Kirsha Woodgate from Mexia Communications. And basically she was talking about how to market your online or your hybrid event. What are the techniques? What are some of the secrets that you need to be aware of that are really going to make a difference? Because do you apply the same techniques as for a traditional event or not? So we put those questions to her. And we're going to have this available. If you missed yesterday, then you will be able to catch this in the on-demand area, and we will be letting you have details of that a little bit later on. So the best way to get involved in an event camp is to join in the conversation. You may agree or disagree with some of the statements, and that's absolutely fine. But we want your opinion. Our speakers have been asked to be provocative, and they have been doing that yesterday, and they will do that again today as well. We've got some speakers today. Tim Chapman is our first speaker on, our first remote speaker actually. He's coming in from Australia. And then later we have Graham Jones from the UK. We have Brand Kruger from the States. And then we finish with Ian Brody also from the UK. So all of those speakers are coming in remotely. There's only one person I'm going to be interviewing live in a few moments' time, and that will be Dr. Alex Kenyon. So we're going to have a chat shortly about the future of events. So a lot for you to take on board, a lot of good stuff that's going on. But do join us. Join the Twitter stream. Use the hashtag #ECME14. And you can post up your comments. You can say hello. I know where I am. I'm in Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Centre right now. And outside, it is gorgeous. Well, like every day here, actually. It's gorgeous blue sky, and it is really, really nice in terms of the temperature. We are late 20s, early 30 degrees temperature. So that's, you can see me. You know where I am. So where are you? I'd like to know where you are. So why don't you just take a photo or send in a tweet of where you are, because it would be good to know how far this message, this hybrid event is spreading to. So you can follow on Twitter. You can go to the Facebook page of Event Camp Middle East, and you can go in there. You can like, and you can also share things. If you use the hashtag, then also anything that you post on Instagram will be picked up. We have Megan McLeod doing the social media curation. She's doing a great job on that. And if you go to if you want other people to come and enjoy this particular experience, then the best thing to do is to go to the viewing page, which is bit.ly and then /event-CME14. So if you go there and share that, that will also be sharing the love of this event camp. So again, all run by volunteers. A little bit of the history of event camps. They came to being in 2009 when people in the industry just got together and decided they wanted to do something different. So what did they want to change? And they got a bit fed up with some of the things that were going on, and they thought, well, why don't we just get together and share some ideas? And that's where it came from. Since then, since 2009, we've had event camps in the States, in Canada, in Australia, and of course here in the Middle East. Oh, and I almost forgot one. How could I forget one? That's crazy of me, I know, because it was one that I co-produced in the UK back in September 2011 with Ruud Janssen, Lindsay Rosenthal, and Janice Fryatt. So 4 of us, we basically produced the European version. And for that one, we had a slightly different experience from today, and that we had pods of people. We had little clusters of people that were in Belgium, in Poland, and in Sweden. And we had one in a UK location that was in a different part of the UK. So we tried the clusters, and then we had an online audience over in the States and Canada and Europe. So that worked pretty well. We were trying things, and that is the essence of Event Camp. Event Camp is all about experimenting. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong. But if we don't have a place where we can go to test, to try out new things, how are we going to move our industry forward? I don't know how we would do that unless we have some space to be able to say, yeah, you know what, it's not perfect, but there are some techniques that we can take away that we can actually use. And that's why I love being involved in event camps. I've been involved now in a number of these over the years, and each time is a different experience. And we do find that some of the things that come out are then being used with our clients, and really they are fulfilling our idea of just progressing the industry forward. We want to take the industry forward, so how can we do that? This particular event camp, this is the questioning and sustainable edition, because questioning in terms of what some of the speakers that are coming in, what do they really think about some of these issues that we have, and also sustainable because over the 2 days The only speaker that I have with me is Dr. Alex Kenyon, and the other speakers, they're all remote. They're all coming in. I don't like the word remote, by the way, because they do want to be with us. They want to engage and belong. But they are coming in from across the globe, and we've got 9 of those speakers across the 2 days. And we've never tried this before. And it worked pretty well yesterday. We did have a few technical glitches, but Martin and the team managed to sort them out. And that was just fantastic. And it's really to bring in a remote speaker that doesn't have to leave their office, doesn't have to leave their home, and can deliver high quality content is something that I think is going to be one of the things that we see more and more of as we go into the future and we try these events. It is a little different when you see speakers on the screen and you can't directly talk to them, but you can do that through Q&A. It's a different experience, but it's part of what's coming on in our events landscape right now. So I'm getting some nods from the audience here, and I know that it's something that I'm really interested in. I think if we can get speakers that are remote to be able to engage just as well as they could live, then I think we will have a really interesting experience for all of our delegates, whether they happen to be in the room or whether they happen to be joining at a later date. And I do think that we're going to see much more in the way of on-demand viewing. I think we have to capture content. I'm a big believer in that. And I'm also a big believer in that the event doesn't start and finish across the 2 days. Here we are at GIBTM. We've got the 2 days of content here, but it's not going to end there, because we can push this out and keep on having conversations around some of the good things that the speakers have been discussing. And maybe there's some violent disagreements over what our speakers have come up with. But that's good. That keeps the conversation going so that we're not losing content into the atmosphere, lost forever. Why would we do that? Do we not want to build our communities through our content? And those are 2 of the subjects that we're going to look at a little later on with Ian Brodie and also Graham. My name is Paul Cook from Planet, and I welcome you to Event Camp Middle East 2014, Day 2. Day 1, that was yesterday. That was the 24th of March. Today is the 25th of March, and here we are with another set of speakers all raring to go to share their latest thinking about you for the events industry as a whole. So they get together, and in this particular edition of Event Camp Middle East 2014, we have a skeleton crew. There's myself as your host for the rest of today. I did a bit of hosting yesterday as well, hosting for the live audience here and the live audience online as well, delegates rather, not audience, because we want you to participate. I have Martin Shefwoodley from Be There Global. What could be different in the events industry? They're going to share some expertise, have some different ways of looking at the industry for the benefit of everybody. And that's really what an event camp is all about. The event camp is a volunteer-led. Is it a volunteer-led body? No, actually, event camps are put on by volunteers that want to try something new. And basically, he is doing all the web streaming, making sure that all of the content goes outside of the room. And he's sitting next to Anton from Newman and Muller, and they've been providing the audio-visual for us all yesterday and again all today. And without them, we wouldn't be able to make this event camp work. And behind the scenes, we have Josh Dry and Mary Claire Andrews, who are basically, they've been doing a lot of promotion behind the scenes, and also they've created an event app specifically for event camp. So this is where you can go and find all the latest information on the speakers. You can find out their bios, you can score them, you can message them, you can do all of that. And basically you've got everything about Event Camp Middle East 2014 in the one spot. The furniture